Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Long Beach State Dynasty here, coming off of a conference tournament loss to Gonzaga. They ended up going to the NCAA tournament. Even though they lost to Pepperdine, both teams made the tournament, and both were 12 seeds. Pepperdine actually made it to the second round and ended up losing to Cincinnati, while Gonzaga lost in the first round of the tournament. And then Kentucky went on to win the entire thing. Congrats to them. Now it's time to build on our team and get better as a, organization goes. So we do have 5 commitments with 6 scholarships. And I think the most important guy in this equation here is Jared Dickerson. He is a 3-star, but that was kind of a mistake. I'm going after 3 stars next season, but I'm still going to accept him just for now. But next season will be 3 stars I will be allowed. So I'll go by each season. First season 1 stars, second season 2 stars are allowed, third season 3 stars are allowed. So that's the way we will do it here in this series. Jared Dickerson, though, we will sign him. He is obviously the best player, and I need a big man for sure. So I decided to go after Cameron Marshall as well and officially sign him. The other guys I didn't really know. Erwin Sanders was interesting, but I decided not to go ahead and sign him. Derek Major, though, he was a better shooter than the rest, so I did decide to sign him. 42% from three-point land in high school. I think that's very, very valuable coming off the bench. Probably next season, because he's going to have to really, groom himself into maybe a starter role down the line. So looking at our players leaving, you see the surprise here. Dalton Jett, right in the middle there at shooting guard, is transferring. This is a huge surprise. He just came off the bench this year and did quite well, but I guess he doesn't like his role. And here's the thing, if you use too many recruiting points, those go towards convincing players that are transferring to staying. So we don't even have enough points to even talk to him. So no more Dalton Jett. So now another scholarship opens up. And now we move into off-season recruiting, where we meet the recruits coming into next season, along with a couple of guys who we signed, like Major, Dickerson, and Marshall. So let's just look at our group here. We did narrow it down here to a 10-person, 10 recruit target list. Kevin Jackson is the first. He is decent. I wouldn't say that he is great, but I do want to get another big man. So really signing a big man is going to be important. I look at Patterson. He's a JUCO sophomore, but the rebounds are only 2.9. I don't like that at all, so I think I might stay after him, or not go after him. William Sura is interesting. He shot 38% from the three-point land, 10.5 points per game, 1.8 rebounds too. He's only 6'1", but I really like his potential. He's a guy that we can go after. Tupac Sedbury, what a name that is. 8.9 points, only 1.5 rebounds as a power forward. I don't know if that's going to get it done. He does have athleticism, though, so I'm going to keep him in mind. Leon Douglas is another guy that's kind of the same mold, 10.5 points, 1.6. At least he can score, but he's a small forward, so he can't even shoot the 3. 7.6% from three-point range. That's definitely not going to get it done. Along with Gary Coker, who's shooting 6.1% from the three-point line. That's definitely not going to get it done. Then we move on to John Murray, who's actually pretty decent, 6'11", and he averages 9 and 6 a game in high school. That's not too bad, and he actually shoots better than Coker does from three-point land. That's not going to be great, but it's something. And then the last guy that we will look at, a couple of last guys, Spyro Bracey. He is going to be a pretty good player, to be honest. 13% from 3, so a little bit better. 15.5 points per game, though. That is awesome, especially scoring. Spratley is more of a put it on the floor, dribble drive type of player, and maybe Bracey will add to that, so we'll have to see. And then Anthony Stanley, he's a decent point guard as well. So I do decide to go back and offer William Ura a scholarship, and these guys will all be renamed, so if they do commit, they will be on the team as somebody else. John Murray was probably the second best player I've seen out of all of them. I like Spyro Bracey as well, because he was a good scorer. But John Murray, I do need a big man in the middle, along with Dickerson and Cameron Marshall now that are coming in as freshmen. So I do decide to offer him the second scholarship here in the offseason. Now remember, we have another extra scholarship opened up off of Dalton Jett's transfer. And we do get our first 2 commits here in the offseason. John Murray after advancing a week, and then Ura does commit as well. A point guard and a power forward. I like that a lot. Hopefully Ura, I liked his measurables as far as his speed goes. He's pretty good. I hope he's going to be pretty good. So Theo Simons is a guy we added to the board, and he actually looks really, really good. 8.4 and 8.1 rebounds per game. I'm really looking forward to developing him if we can get him. I believe we're in the lead right now for him, so offering him a scholarship should get him to sign that letter of intent to come. And then we move back to Spyro Bracey. I talked about him. He is a very good scorer of the basketball. Number 368 nationally ranked. That's actually, I think, the highest guy we have here in this class. So I want to offer him that scholarship, make sure he comes. Then Theo Simons officially commits. Let's see. Spyro Bracey does officially commit as well. And we do have another scholarship, and I'm not sure who that went to, but we did get our main 4 guys committed. So now we move on to our roster here. Let's see what our roster is going to look like. So Bass Helcott is going into his senior year. We're definitely going to need to have a future center replacement for him. I'm hoping that maybe it will be one of the new recruits coming in after they are renamed. Now, Dickerson is renamed to William Caesar, and that is Wendell Caesar's little brother. A different type of game from him. He is an inside presence. Look at the block, though, at 82. So we're going to have some very, very good defense inside. Caesar and Helcott. Caesar, another Caesar back on the squad. He actually can score on the inside a little bit, 69 field goals, but he also can rebound. So we're going to be looking to dominate the rebounds here in season number 3, especially since we got out-rebounded by a wide margin last season. Defensive rebounding for Caesar is 81. Offensive is 73. I really like that. Spratley doesn't improve too much. He's 57 overall, 71 field goal, but I like him in the starting lineup. He gives us length, and he also gets to the bucket quite a bit early on, getting their team in early foul trouble. Now, Contavious Morgan right now is penciled in as the starting shooting guard, and the reason why is because I like Joyner. Like I said, running that second unit, I need a scorer off the bench that I can absolutely depend on, and having him, off the bench has been really, really good. And then he closes out games as well, so it's not going to be like he's going to miss playing time. He's probably going to get the same amount of playing time. He's just going to be coming off the bench running that second unit. Storm looks good. He's coming into this year as the starting point guard once again. No surprise there. JD Joyner is going to be a senior this year. So one of these new guards that are coming in are going to have to play Joyner's role in the future in season number 4. That's in the future, but we're focused on 3 here. And Joyner actually has 51 field goals. I never noticed that. He is a way better scorer than 51 field goals. Now, he is our best three-point shooter on the team right now, I believe, with 76 3 points. But how about Terrence Martin? I believe this was Major who we signed, and he is actually really, really good. Actually, no, he's not. He's Ura. So Terrence Martin is Ura, who we just actually signed. Tamir Macklin is Major. Now, Ura and Macklin, I guess not Ura and Macklin, but Martin and Macklin are going to be really, really good together. I think that Macklin's going to be a great catch and shoot 3-point perimeter player. I think that's what he's going to be because he has 75 3 points right now. Now, one thing I love about our bench, Joyner, Martin, Macklin all have in the 73 point. They're going to be really, really good. Now, let's talk about a guy that's going to be a very good scorer in Tony Monsetti. He is 67 overall, which is actually one of our highest on the team. 79 field goals. So he's going to be putting the ball in the hoop. Much like Zion Storm, I believe they have the highest field goal on the team, both at 79. His 3-point is 64. I want to see that improve, but I'm going to see him get in the game. I mean, he's going to be kind of like with Spratley. They're both long and lanky, and honestly, I like his scoring potential. I'm excited to see what he's going to be. Now, Ronnie Madoki, I believe that's how you say him, Madoki, I'm not really sure, but he is a decent big man off the bench. Another guy, I believe this was Cameron Marshall renamed, and he looks pretty good. 77 defense, 65 offense. He's not going to be there much for offense, pretty much all for defense, but I really, really like his potential on the defensive side of the ball. He's definitely going to be a guy that's going to have to play some good minutes, especially eating up some fouls. We'll have to see. Blaine actually is a 6'11" power forward. I like him right now as just a guy that's going to be big in the middle. He's going to get some playing time. All these guys, we're going to probably go 11 deep this year, maybe 10, 11 deep. I believe it's probably going to be closer to 11 more times than not, because I want to use our entire bench. I think that one issue with last year is that our offense just got gassed. I mean, we just didn't have enough offensive firepower, so we had to put that death lineup on the floor, and it just basically got worn down because they were so tired, and our defense kind of dwindled away. So CS Band is going into his senior year as well. Actually, I believe his junior year, but he is going to be a guy that I'm going to really, really depend on this year to have those defensive minutes coming off the bench, because like I said, our death lineup got just gassed, and hopefully, he can come off the bench and play some decent minutes in some games. It's not going to be every single game, but I guess we'll have to pay attention to that. Now, the only redshirt we will have is Kayshawn Cooper. The reason why I'm going to redshirt him is because Helcott is a senior, and I want to see somebody develop as a redshirt and really see, what they can do in the future, because I'm not going to use, all 15 guys, so why not just redshirt a guy here? And his inside scoring is 80 right now. So if I can develop that inside game some more, he could possibly be a dominant center come the future. And I really like, this team right now, and I like what we're doing here, building what we're doing. So our customized schedule here, remember, we have to ask them to play us. It's not just you schedule them. They have to actually accept the invite. We did get one ranked team to accept an invite. That's number 24, Michigan. We play them the 5th game of the season. We're starting out USC, Vanderbilt, Evansville, Jackson State, Boston College, Washington State, Oregon State, North Texas, UCF, St. John's, New Mexico, Oral Roberts. And, we don't have a very, very tough schedule like we did last year off in the non-conference play. And that's mainly because, I just struggled in non-conference play last year. I think we're going to come a little bit better this year, but we obviously have to get used to these new freshmen coming in and just seeing how they do. The ESPNU preview, they have us at a C- overall, which is pretty good. D+ in starters, though, D+ bench. I'm not sure what that really means, because that would probably net us at 4th or 5th in the conference. Not a lot of teams are, had a good year like Gonzaga or Pepperdine. A lot of us are still building here in the West Coast Conference. So we move on to training, and I just want to make it well balanced. That's the thing. With our front court, I want to focus on defense more. And with our backcourt, I want to focus on shooting more. That's just how we've done it here in this series. The guards and the forwards have been more of the scorers, and then the big men in the middle have been the defensive stoppers. So we're going into year 14 with Coach Rodney Ross Sr., and, he has a decent couple of seasons here that we've played with him. And I contribute the one conference championship to us in season 1. That was the only one on his resume. So player progression, let's just look at it. I think this is a little broken because I think the overalls were different from the managed roster screen, and now when I see their player progression, it looks a little different. But how about William Caesar in the middle, being our highest rated guy this year now after training? I'm excited to see him play in the middle. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So that's going to do it here in season number 2's off season. We have a pretty, I wouldn't say favorable, but a pretty good, well balanced of, tough competition and kind of mid-major competition in the non-conference play. So it's going to be a ton of fun, and I'm excited to get into it. We do play a lot of Pac-12 teams, I guess Pac-10 back then this season, and then we play some ACC teams as well, and a little bit of Vanderbilt in the SEC. So we'll have to see how this season goes. It's going to be a lot of fun though. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I've been working hard for a minute. The ones who don't deserve it seem to be the ones that get it. The ones who speak the truth never get the recognition, but the ones that act foolish seem to get all the attention. It don't matter though, yeah. Hey, it don't even matter though, no. Hey, it don't even matter.